Hey everybody, how you doing today? So y'all know that this is like a personal account for me, and it's slowly been seeing some growth, which is strange. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing in the meantime to be able to make that happen, but I guess I've talked about a wide variety of things on this particular channel, and I thought I would talk about a few more today. Having coffee with mom. This is one of her mugs that I was able to keep. So, as you know, the husband and I are starting a business, and we're opening up a sewing machine and fabric shop here in town. And along with that comes a lot of its challenges. And most people don't talk about the challenges when it comes to opening up a business. And one of those things for us was finances. So we moved back out here to Montana. Both of us grew up here. It's a great state. This is where home is. And we still had our house back in Oregon. We actually technically still have our house. And we brought in a contractor to look at some of the things that were going on. We wanted a couple things done inside of the house so that we just didn't have to do them, right? So come to find out that we had dry rot in the siding, and we didn't know if there was going to be any damage underneath. So we had to do a massive project. We ended up having to re-side the entire house. That was extremely costly, and it hurt the pocketbook, set, opening the store back a little ways. One of the other things that happened, because the contractor drug their feet, they were supposed to have been done in 2 to 3 weeks from the time they started. Well, first of all, they started a week and a half late, and then we were nearly at 6 weeks before they finally finished. And the painting contractor that was painting the exterior actually had to come in and finish up the caulking on the outside that the regular contractor was supposed to have done, because they still weren't finished when they had promised the painting contractor that they were going to be getting done. Well, regardless of all that, it got done, and our house did hit the market yesterday. Well, in the meantime, what had happened is when we were working on our financing, the company that we were working with had said, oh, you know what, everything looks great, except for the fact that you still have this house, and so your living expenses are increasing, and that means that, if your business folds in 2 years and you can't pay back the loan, your living expenses are too high to be able to make that work because you still own this house. And we're like, it's going on the market. They're finishing the work now. Typically in that area, houses usually have a contract on them within 48 hours. What's the deal? So they dropped us. We can pick it back up, but again, it's one more delay in this whole period of time that we've been working on trying to get the shop open. Initially, when I had come back out here, we were looking for an April 1 open date, and we thought, maybe that's a little ambitious. And so we kicked it back to May 1, which would be fine. It would coincide right around the time of my birthday, which is great. And now that we're looking at it, in order to get the financing and everything, we're going to have to kick it back even further. And we also have to wait for the time for the inventory to show up and all of those things. So one piece of advice that I would give to anybody that's starting a business, if you don't already have the cash in hand to do so, or if it's an inventory heavy business where you have to order inventory from a supplier and then have your brick and mortar shop, if that's the kind of business that you're going to open, plan for at least 2 to 3 months extra time for your opening date, because it will take that long. So one of the things that we're planning on doing, we're hoping to have the doors open by June 1st. It's a possibility that we could do it just slightly sooner, but we're going to do a soft open. And then there's a big event that's coming up near the end of June, where our supplier for machines and stuff, there's actually going to be a couple of new machines released. And so we're planning for a grand open after that particular event is over, and so that we can have the new stock and those sorts of things. Now, what I'm saying here is not to discourage anybody from starting a business. You are going to have some of your own money to start with. You will also have to have some of your own money to live on while you are creating this business. And then the financing process, if you want to go to the bank and get a loan, or you want to get something from the SBA or a different kind of investor, expect that to take 2 to 3 times longer than you would normally think. And especially expect it to take twice as long as they tell you it's going to take. So in the meantime, what we've been doing is just kind of settling in. This house that we're in right now, we love it. It's great, but we're only going to be here until about the end of September. It was kind of a temporary stop on the way to something a little bit more permanent. We like it, but at the end of the day, this is not where we're going to be. So we're here for about another 5-6 months, something like that. And we'll be in another house soon. But we're settling back into the community. We're reaching out to old friends, enjoying time with the family that we have left here. We are re-exploring the area and remembering the things that we loved about it before we left. We're reaching out into the community and talking to people that are sewers and people who know sewers, and hearing a lot of really, really good feedback, and people are super stoked for the time that we open, and we're really excited about that. One thing that I will tell you about opening a business is that there can be a lot of stress, and so you have to find ways to be able to take care of yourself during that time. Get enough sleep, eat enough food, take care of your body, exercise, just spend some downtime being absolutely bored. Sometimes when you're bored, that's where some of the best ideas come from. It is challenging, but at the end of the day, it absolutely will be worth it when you do it. It's very rewarding, and it's amazing to see how receptive the people in the community are and how excited they are for us to get going. And you hear all kinds of things about any other business that's even remotely similar to yours. And so that gives you a unique opportunity to kind of listen to the feedback that's going on and listen to the things that people are saying, and maybe decide whether or not you want to correct some of those things, or if you want to just kind of go off and do your own thing, or if you want to take a similar model or whatever. But it's really an important time before you open your doors to be listening to people in the community and to hear what they have to say about what may be your competitors. I have a different philosophy on competitors. I believe that there's room for everyone. Yes, certain markets can get saturated, but particularly with the business that we're opening, and the kind of things that we're going to be offering, and the education and the whole feel and vibe of Beartooth Sewing is going to be very, very different from what's already in town. Now, I'm not going to cross-post this to the Beartooth Sewing account. Again, this is just my personal account, because as the title says, it's just timber and it's just me. I don't want to talk about any of those things on the professional account, just because it's better not to. And one more piece of advice that I might give, and Shane and I have operated like this for many, many years. Whenever somebody would come in with a little bit of gossip, at the prior store that we were working at, whenever they would come in with some gossip from another store, or something that was going on with the ownership or employees someplace else other than where we were, we would listen to their story. But what we would also say is, I'm really sorry that you had that experience. How can we help you? Not continuing the conversation, disparaging the other company. We don't do that around here. If anything, we might even make suggestions about where they might be able to find another fabric or a different kind of machine or whatever it is that they're looking for. We don't believe in talking bad about the competition. It doesn't foster good feelings, and that just puts up a barrier for any of the local shops to be able to work together at all. And we have heard some of those things here in this community, and we are not dismissive of them. We do listen to them. However, we don't perpetuate them. We don't continue spreading that gossip out, because it's just not good for anybody, and it creates bad feelings. And honestly, you never know who you're talking to in the community. It might be a great friend of the owner of that other shop that might just be fishing for information to see what it is that you would say. And it's just not a good situation to be in. And I think that that applies to regular life as well as to business life. You never know whose friend you're talking to. You never know whose son or daughter or parent or cousin that you might be talking to about a specific issue. So better off just to, keep that gossip hidden away, not participate in it. If there's a legitimate concern, no, that's a little bit different, but good or bad, it's still gossip. So anyway, I just wanted to jump on here mainly to kind of give you an update on where things are at. So we are shooting for about a June 1 open. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, for some reason this channel is starting to grow, and I have no idea what I've done or how I did it. I was hovering at about 125 for probably about 2 years, and now just under 500 subscribers on this channel. That's actually pretty amazing, and I'm so glad all of you are here. Hopefully I'll be able to touch on more topics that y'all appreciate. And there's this little tiny piece of me that thinks, oh, maybe they're just here for my reigning personality. Whatever it is, I hope that's the case too. But remember, if you like what you see and you like what I have to say and you want to have more conversation and interaction, make sure that you hit that like button down below and hit the subscribe button. That really, really helps small creators like me as we're moving forward on our journey, and it helps us reach out into a much larger community than we would otherwise have access to. So anyway, hope you all have a great day, and I will keep you posted as more information comes along. Hopefully my next bit of good news is that the house has sold. So we will find out here very shortly. We're expecting an offer by the end of the weekend, but when I know, I will let y'all know for sure. All right, have a great day.